Okay, so this is the third conic section that we're going to learn. So far we did parabolas, we did ellipses, and today we're going to do circles. You've done circles several times, so this should not be a big deal. So we're going to go fill in the notes. A circle is a set of points in the xy plane. They're at a fixed distance from what? What are all your points a fixed distance from?
Center.
They're all a fixed distance from the center, and what distance is that? R, the radius. Y'all, so smart. This fixed distance R is called, y'all just told me, the radius. You are. And the fixed point HK is called the? We're going to go with the center. Okay, so R is going to represent your radius, and the HK is going to represent your center. When you write an equation of a circle in standard form, so when you see this standard form, they are looking for this equation, x minus h squared, writing this down, plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And again, you have seen this formula multiple times. When they ask you to write the general form of the equation, you're going to sigh because it's not fun to write. But the general form looks like this: x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c equals 0. Okay, so let me just tell you what that really means. All it means is whatever you write in the standard form, you're going to FOIL it out and make it equal 0. So if you're trying to go from standard form to general form, you're going to FOIL and make it equal 0. I'm going to say that one more time. If you're going to go from standard form to general form, you're going to FOIL out this parenthesis, you're going to FOIL out this parenthesis, you're going to combine like terms, and then you have to make it equal what number? 0. God bless you. You've done circles before, yes?
Yes.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Anybody not ready? Sure we will. Okay. So here we go. Example 1. It says find the equation of a circle in standard form. Standard form means I'm going to have my little parenthesis thing like we just talked about. They tell me my radius is 5 and my center is -3, +6. I just noticed you can't see that real well. So when you go write your center in here, do I write what it says or do I write the opposites? The opposite. So what am I going to put right here? X what? Make sure you put squared plus, what goes in the second one? And then make sure you put squared. And I said this right here will always equal r squared. So what would 5 squared be?
25.
And you're done. Super easy. That's the answer. That's the equation in standard form. What can I help you with? Okay. Now they want me to take that same equation and they want me to put it in general form. And I just told you you weren't going to like it. You're going to have to do what to both of these? FOIL and then make it equal what? 0. Okay, so we got to go FOIL x plus 3 squared, which means we have x plus 3 times x plus 3. And then I'm going to have plus y minus 6 times y minus 6. And I said I have to equal what?
25.
Well, it equals 25, but what do I have to make it equal? 0. So what do I have to do with that 25? Move it over and subtract it. So I have to FOIL, combine like terms. So if I were to FOIL this, what's x times x? X times 3. 3x. Go again. 3 times x. And 3 times 3. We're going to go with 9. Okay, that's the first one. I'm going to combine like terms, and I get x squared plus 6x plus 9. Okay, second one. We're going to have y times y. Nice. Y times -6. -6y. -6 times y. -6y again, and -6 times -6 plus 36. So I'm going to bring all that down. So I have y squared minus 12y plus 36, and then that minus 25 still comes down. Now, you're not going to have to do this a lot on your homework, but you do have to know how to do it. So when you put it in the general form, you want to do it alphabetically, and you want to do the squareds, then the xy's, and then the ones. So I have 1x squared, and I have 1y squared. Now I'm going to do my x's that don't have squareds. I have a plus 6x, and I have a minus 12y. And then I have to take all these ones and smoosh them. You have a calculator, yes? 9 plus 36 minus 25. You have now put it in general form.
That's it?
That's it. And sometimes they give it to you in general form, and they want you to put it back into this. That's when you have to do completing the square stuff. Yeah. Okay. Questions?
So basically, it's always going to be the first number, the opposite. So like, you know how it's -3?
I do not see a -3. Oh, you mean up here?
And 6,
Yes.
2 points.
Mhm.
It's always going to be the opposite of first number, x plus,
Mhm.
plus, and then negative. Okay.
Mhm. All right, next problem. So example 3. Follow along. Example 3. Is this in standard or general form?
Standard.
It's in standard, and they want the center. Well, we know the center is in the parentheses, so do I do what it says or the opposites? So what's my center?
-3.
Perfect. Is this the radius?
No.
No, it's the radius squared, so what's the radius?
4.
What's hard so far?
Nothing.
Okay. Then they want me to find the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts, and they want me to graph it. I'm going to graph it first, because sometimes you can get your x and y-intercepts off your picture. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw a pretty graph. And I'm going to go left 3, up 2, and I'm going to put a point. That's my center. Because my radius is what number? 4. I have to go left, right, up, and down 4, every direction, and then I connect them to make a circle. So from the center, I'm going to go right 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2 is going to be one of my endpoints of my circle. I'm also going to go up how many? So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to put me at 3, 6. There's another endpoint of my circle. Now I have to go left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I also have to go down 4. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm not really good at doing this. I'm going to try to make this as circular as possible. Ooh, that's not so bad. Okay. And better. Okay, good to know. All right, so question. Does it have an x-intercept?
No. Yes.
Yeah, in fact, how many is it going to have?
2.
It's going to have 2, and it looks like one of them might be positive if I drew my picture well. I can't tell. And one of them is going to be a negative number that looks like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere between -6 and -7. I don't know. How many y-intercepts am I going to have?
2.
I'm going to have 2 of those also. So I have to go find them all. Okay, what you have to remember is when you're looking for the x-intercept, you have to let y equal 0 and solve. So what are we going to make equal 0? Okay, so I'm going to have x plus 3 squared plus, what is 0 minus 2? And what is -2 squared?
4.
4. So I plugged in a 0. I plugged in a 0 right here. What's 0 minus 2?
-2.
-2. What's -2 squared? And then I brought everything down. And I'm just going to solve. So I'm going to subtract 4. So x plus 3 squared equals, what's 16 take away 4? 12. How do I get that square to go away? Square root it. So x plus 3 equals plus or minus the square root of what? 12. Okay, can the square root of 12 be simplified?
Yeah.
Where do couples go?
On
They go out on a date. And singles stay home. So it's plus or minus 2 square roots of 3. This guy stays home. How do I get x by itself? Subtract 3. So my x-intercepts are -3 plus 2 square roots of 3 and -3 minus 2 square roots of 3. Did I get 2 of them? Does it look like one of them might be a positive and one of them is going to be a negative way over here like I said? That's it. You have to know to let y equal 0 and solve. Yes, sir.
Is there any way if you like graph that perfectly and you would just find it off there.
No, because I can't graph 2 square roots of 3 perfectly. Now, if it was a pretty whole number, then it would have showed up. Okay, so I have 2 x-intercepts. What do I still have to go find? The y-intercepts. Guess what you do to find those? Yep. So you're going to have the same thing, except now we're going to let the x equal 0. So here's my equation. If I plug in a 0 right here, what's 0 plus 3? 3. What's 3 squared? 9. So this time, I'm going to have 9 plus y minus 2 squared equals 16. Is everybody okay with where I got that? Yes. So I went up here to the x and I made it 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 squared is 9. And then I brought everything down. Same steps. So now I'm going to subtract 9. What is 16 take away 9? Okay. Now how do I make that square go away? Square root it. Now the square root of 7 can't be simplified because it's prime. So you just leave it like that. What do I still have to do to get y by itself? Move the 2. So I'm going to get 2 plus the square root of 7, which is probably this number way up here. And then I'm going to get 2 minus the square root of 7, which must be that number down there. So I have 2 x-intercepts and I have 2 y-intercepts, and there's my graph. Now again, if you graphed it and I didn't have an x or a y-intercept, like maybe my graph was way up here and it never touched anything, focus, then would there be any reason to go do this? No. Okay. Let's go look at the next one. Example 4. What are we going to have to do to example 4? Yeah, put it in standard. They gave it to me in general, which means I'm going to have to complete the what?
Square.
We're going to have to complete the square. So find some room on your paper because it's going to take a little room. The whole back is blank. If you want to rewrite the problem on the back, it's up to you. So when you complete the square, remember you're going to put your x's together first. So x squared plus 4x. And I'm going to leave some space. And then I'm going to put my y's together. Y squared minus 6y. And I'm going to leave some space. And what do I have to do to that 12? Move it over. So now it becomes a minus 12. How many blanks did I put over here on the left?
2.
So I need 2 right here. I'm going to go vertically because I ran out of room. So now we have to review how to get that number over here again. You half it, square it to get the number in the blank. So what's half of 4?
2.
And what's 2 squared?
4.
4. Is there any number out here that I multiplied by?
No.
No. So I really did add 4. Remember yesterday we pulled something out and we had to multiply. What's half of negative 6?
3.
Negative 3. And what's negative 3 squared?
9.
9. And I really did add 9. Okay, so over here, the x's and the y's are now going to be perfect squares. So what factors of 4 add to 4? 2 and 2. So x plus 2 squared. What factors of 9, be careful, add to negative 6?
9. Negative 3.
Negative 3 and negative 3. Because negative 3 times negative 3 is 9, but negative 3 plus negative 3 is negative 6. Now we're going to go add all these up. Again, you have a calculator. You don't need one, but you have one. Thank you. Okay, now is it in standard form? Okay, so what's my center?
Negative 3.
Okay. What's my radius? 1. Yeah. Okay, again, I like to graph it first to see if I even need to go find any x and y intercepts, because maybe I'll get lucky. So negative 2, 3 is my center. And from the center, I need to go up, down, left, and right how many?
1.
So if I'm at negative 2, 3, and I went right 1, I'm at negative 1, 3. If I go left 1, I'm at negative 3, 3. Does it look like I'm going to touch the y?
No.
I'm going to go up 1, and I'm going to go down 1. What do I never touch?
1.
Or the x. So do they have x or y intercepts? None. So again, I would always graph it first if it were me, because it would have really sucked to do all that work and not even have an answer. You can tell from your picture it's never going to touch. Did you have a question? Okay. All right, last one. Numero 5.
Not bad.
Find the equation of a circle with endpoints of the diameter at 8, 0, and 0, 6. All right, so we're going to do a little sketch here. 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8, 0. 0, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're telling me that these are the endpoints of my what?
Circle. I mean, your diameter.
Diameter. What two things do I need to write the equation?
The radius and
That's right. The radius and the
the
what?
center.
And the center. If I know this is my diameter, can I find my radius?
Yes.
Because your radius is what? Half of it. So if I can figure out how long this is, can I find the radius? Okay. Do you see a right triangle in here? So could I use Pythagorean theorem to find this distance? This would be my A, this would be my B. So A squared plus B squared equals what? How tall is A? So 6 squared plus how long is B? 8 squared equals the diameter, C squared. So what is 6 squared plus 8 squared? 100. So then what is, not 10, I'm sorry, yes 10. What is my diameter?
10.
10. But what is my radius?
5.
Thank you. I said no too quickly. So now I know the radius, but I still have to find the what? The center. In geometry, a long time ago, you learned how to find the midpoints. Would you agree the middle of these 2 points is going to be the center?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember how to find the midpoint? It's really easy. I just add the x's and divide them by 2 because I want the middle of them. So if I add 8 plus 0 and divide it by 2, okay, so my x coordinate is going to be 4. And I'm going to go add the y's, 0 plus 6, and divide those by 2. And what's that coordinate going to be? 3. So where's my center at? 4, 3. So if I have the center and I have the radius, can I write the equation in standard form? Yes. So what am I going to write for my equation? X, good, minus 4 squared plus, what's next?
Y minus 3.
Squared equals
25.
25. You always have to remember it's always r squared. Okay, questions on the notes?
I like this.
Okay, it's easy, right? Okay, now we're going to talk homework. So I'm going, and I'm going to do a few with you, and then I'm going to get rid of a few. Okay, so we're going to start off by looking at number 11. On the directions for number 11, it says, write in standard form and in general form, and then they want you to find the radius and the center, then graph by hand. We're not going to do all of that, okay? You're going to write it in standard form. I'm not going to make you write these in general form. That just means you had to FOIL, but we're not going to do it. I do want you to find the radius. I do want you to find the center. You do not have to graph these because you're going to graph the ones below. So all you have to do in this section is write it in standard form, give me the R, and give me the what? In the center. Okay, number 11. Did it already give me the radius and did it already give me the center?
Yes.
Okay, that part's done. All I have to do is go write it in standard form. That's easy. So I know I need the parenthesis thing. In your first parentheses, we're going to put what? Yeah, just x what? So did I really need the parenthesis for that one? No, I didn't. Over here in the second one, it's okay, look what I did. I just rewrote it. Don't breathe, it's okay. In the second one, I'm going to have a y what?
Minus 2.
Minus 2, so I did need that parenthesis. And what is it supposed to equal? R or r squared?
4.
So if my r is 2, 2 squared is 4. So the second equation is my final equation. If I wanted you to graph it, you could. I know you could, but we're not going to graph right here. Okay, let's go look at 13. On 13, is it, did they already give me the radius and did they already give me the center? Yep, so that's good. I'm going to go write it in standard form. I need parentheses.
Yes.
What's going to go in my first parenthesis? X minus 4 squared, perfect. Second one?
Y plus 3.
Nice. And what will it equal? 25. Do you think you could do the other 3? Okay, even though 17 has a fraction, does it change the steps? No, you're just going to have a fraction. It's not a big deal. Let's go look at the next section. On 19 through 29, this time they want me to find the center and the radius, graph it, and find any intercepts. I'm not taking anything out of these, because if you don't graph it, you're going to do a lot of work for the intercepts, because sometimes we don't have any. 21 looks different, so I wanted to do 21. What do you think I'm going to tell you have to do on 21 before you can do anything else?
Simplify.
Got to simplify it. What do you notice it has right here and right here? So what do you think I need to do to everything? God bless you. That's right, we're going to divide everything by 2. So I'm going to divide everything by 2. When I do that, we get x minus 3 squared plus y squared equals 4. Now it's not a big deal. So what's my center? 3, 0, very nice. And what's my r? 2. Okay. They're also wanting me to find my x-intercept and my y-intercept. But what am I going to tell you should go do first?
Graph.
You should graph it first, because you may not have any, or maybe you get it right off your picture. Okay, so you want to graph as nicely as you can. So 3, 0 would be over here. 1, 2, 3. There's my center. And from the center, I'm going to go left how many?
2.
2. Hey, is that an x-intercept?
Yeah.
That's really pretty. What is that?
5.
That's going to be 1, 0. And then I'm going to go 2 the other way. What number is that?
That's 5.
That's 5. So I got those without having to show any work because I was smart enough to graph first. From the center, I'm also going to go up how many? 2. And I'm going to go down how many? What did I never touch? The y. I don't need to go find them. That's why I'm telling you to graph first. Sometimes you don't have any work to do because, hey, it was nice and pretty. Would you like me to help you complete the square, or do you want to try without me? It's your call. Yep? Okay, so let's go do 25 together, and I'll leave 23 for you to try. Okay, so you'll still have to do 1 because you need to practice it. So what's the first thing I have to do to complete the square? Yep. Yep, so x squared plus 4x plus blank, y squared minus 4y plus blank equals 1. And then I need to have 2 blanks over here. Alright, so let's half it, square it. What's half of 4? And 2 squared is 4. So now I'm going to add a 4. What's half a negative 4? And negative 2 squared is still 4. Okay, so this one's going to change to 2 perfect squares equaling 9. Okay, so this first parenthesis, I'm looking for factors of 4 that add to 4. 2 and 2. The second parentheses, I'm looking for factors of 4 that add negative 4. Okay, so where is my center?
Negative 2, 2.
Good. What is my R? 3. And I ran out of room. So I'll graph it way up here. Okay, so I'm going to go graph the point negative 2, 2. And I'm going to go left, right, and up and down how many? 3. Okay, so if I go right 3, 1, 2, 3, darn it, I'm going to have a y-intercept. I'm going to go left 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. Down 3, 1, 2, 3. So, ooh, I have my x-intercept. Wait, did I go enough? No, I didn't. Rats. Okay, so am I going to have to go do some work to find them? Darn it, heck, yep. Okay, so we're going to have to go find the x and y intercepts, and they aren't going to be pretty. So where do I want to show my work? Guess I'll do it right here. Okay, so to find the x-intercept, what did I tell you had to make 0?
0.
What has to be 0? The y. So if I plug in a 0 right here, what's 0 minus 2?
Negative 2.
And what's negative 2 squared?
4.
But then I have to subtract it, so I'm going to get what?
5.
5. So I'm going to have x plus 2 squared equals 5. What do I have to do to both sides? Square root it. Ooh, at least it's prime. I don't have to worry about simplifying it. How do I make the 2 go to the other side? Minus. So it's negative 2 plus root 5, negative 2 minus root 5. So I have two x-intercepts, negative 2 plus root 5 and negative 2 minus root 5. Those are the two. And those are for number 25. What else do I have to go find? The y-intercepts. Same exact thing that we're going to do. Okay? So if I go plug in a 0 right here, what is 2 squared? 4. If I subtract 4, we get what? 5. What's going to be the only difference here?
Plus.
Yeah. So my y-intercepts, are they going to be the exact same thing?
Yes.
Except they're going to be 2 plus root 5 and 2 minus root 5. These numbers are going to be positive. That's the only difference. All right, I know those take a little while, so I'm going to get rid of 27 and 29. It's just 2 more completing the squares. I left you with 1 left to do on the front. So you have to complete the square again. On the back, we're also going to get rid of 31, 33, and 35. But I'm going to leave you with the matching. Okay, so did I get rid of plenty of problems and do some with you? This is not due till when? Wednesday. When you come in Monday, I am teaching something else that is also due Wednesday. Just FYI. Questions for me?